11 Things You Probably Didn't Know About N'Golo Kante. He was born in March 29, 1991. Kanté is a practicing Muslim. He was born in Paris to Malian parents who migrated to France from Mali in 1980. He grew up in a small apartment in Rueil-Malmaison, Hauts-de-Seine. His father died shortly after N'Golo turned 11 and his elder sibling Niama died of a heart attack before the 2018 World Cup. N'Golo Kante is known to be one of the most humble players in the football world, and luckily, Chelsea has him as a part of their team. He is loved for his kindness, hardworking spirit and humble personality, and being a great football player. He's basically the perfect person. But no one is perfect, and Kanté isn't either. He has his little quirks and facts that no one knew about. So, without further ado, here are 11 things you didn't know about N'Golo Kante. 1. N'Golo Kante sifted through trash to earn his living as a kid. It's true. Kanté comes from a very humble background. His family was not rich and he was not brought up in comfort. He used to pick trash as a kid to earn a living, before becoming a world-class footballer. Hats off to him. 2. Kanté still drives a Mini Cooper, despite his high salary. One would think that with a huge paycheck, one would buy a great car, a beautiful house, and all the material possessions you can think of. But that's not our Kanté. He still drives around in his little Mini Cooper and is perfectly comfortable with owning it. A very humble lifestyle. He's not one to flaunt his riches. 3. He knew he wanted to become a footballer at age 8. Many of us have undecided passions or careers in our lives, but it seems as though N'Golo Kante was pretty of his career. Ever since he was a little kid, he knew that he wanted to make a living out of playing football. And as we now know, he's definitely very successful at it. 4. And if football didn't work out, he had accountancy as a backup option. That's right, although he was sure of what he wanted to do professionally, he was also smart about keeping backup options, and one such option was to become an accountant if becoming a footballer didn't work out. Smart move, Kanté. 5. N'Golo Kanté's relationship status has always been a secret. If you ever wanted to know whether Kanté has a wife or a girlfriend, well, tough luck. He's not one to reveal much, or any information on this topic. Feel free to search through the internet for this, but in all probability, you won't find much. 6. There's a song the French national team made up for Kanté. Who wouldn't want a song dedicated to him, especially by their national football team? The team made up a song for him referring to when Kanté stopped Messi during the World Cup match of France versus Argentina, where France won. Here is the song.
Il est petit, il est gentil, il a stoppé Léo Messi. Mais on sait tous, c'est un tricheur, N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante, N'Golo Kante. Il est petit, il est gentil, il a stoppé Léo Messi. Mais on sait tous, c'est un tricheur, N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante, la 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 la. N'Golo Kante.
Kanté never pays when he dines at Williams and Louise's restaurant. Well, can't say we've all never guilty of this. And Kanté is no exception. Kanté's pals William and David Louise co-own a restaurant in London. They often have their friends and teammates over lunch or dinner. We have to bring his paycheck here again because, despite the big salary amount he receives, he never passes up a free meal at his friend's restaurant, which is called Babo. He somehow always slips out of paying for the food there. 8. He's worth 23 million euros. It surprises a lot of people that N'Golo Kante has such a high net worth. Currently, his net worth is 23 million euros and has risen quite a bit over the years. The reason for this is that even though Kanté pays his taxes fully and donates a lot, he's one of Chelsea's highest earners. With a salary of £150,000 per week, it's easy to see how he's worth so much. 9. Kanté doesn't cheat on his taxes, except when he plays cards. He might not pay at his friend's restaurant, but he definitely pays his taxes. He never beats around the bush with them and pays his taxes fully upfront. Chelsea had offered to pay his taxes using an offshore account to avoid certain charges and have lesser tax cuts, but Kanté repeatedly refused. He simply wants to have a regular salary and pay his taxes like a common man, and for that, big respect. 10. Kanté was okay with running the training sessions, instead of using a car. N'Golo Kante absolutely cannot more humble than this. In France, he would use a kick scooter and carry a backpack with him to training. Isn't that adorable? When he came to Leicester, he insisted on running to reach his training sessions every day and not use a car to travel. For a while, he actually did that, until he was finally persuaded into buying his Mini Cooper. 11. N'Golo Kante received 7 yellow cards and 0 red cards. Consider me a footballer if N'Golo Kante is watching this video. Hello Kante, we love you. Who is N'Golo Kante? We will leave the final explanation to him as he says. I play football and I want to be considered as a footballer. N'Golo Kante. I don't want people paying much attention about what I am outside of football. What I'm doing and asking who is Kante? Just consider me as a footballer. You don't need to look too much at this and say, ooh, he is like this. He is like that. He is like this. Ask me about me football, and not too much else. I just want to be a player among the players. I am how I am. I can't explain it well, but I don't feel like the nicest person on the football pitch or in life. I am just myself. If I win, I win, and if I lose, but I always try to give my best in any competition. That is not because I am nice or something. I am just myself.